I never should say what I'm going to do because it's never what I do. Ever. Have you noticed that about me? Better not to say what's going to come. Because my moods just change. My mind says one thing and my mood says another. All right. So you can sit on a blanket or on a bolster or anything that you have to be seated on. I said today was going to be gentle. I'll try my best. All right. Of course, I have some things in here that aren't, but the end will be good. So if you don't have your props or something, well, always let me know. I can get some to you for the future. So as we're seated, just kind of think about where your body feels right with this, kind of maybe to the edge, sort of leaning over. You can even build it up a little bit. And whether your ankles are a little more away from your body, that might feel best for you. So listen to that. Oops. Need a stapler up here in this room. And then once you get there, maybe do those pelvic tilts a little bit, just to kind of feel where you're at. If you're total arching back, or whatever your habits are, see if you can kind of just easily begin to correct and align. Make sure I started everything. Recording one more time. Okay. And then if you haven't closed your eyes, close them. And just kind of getting a feel for where you're at, like noticing if you're crunching your eyes, if you're feeling stress in your forehead, or if you're able to now exhale some of that out and let it fall. Like water, like the river that I can't pronounce, but where I just said, let it float away. And just start to begin to notice your breath, different from my breath, different the rhythm from other people around you. The beauty of the uniqueness of you. I tend to want to hunch, so if you find yourself doing that, maybe inhale nice and tall. Really feel your spine and the spaces between the vertebrae growing. And when you exhale, drawing that navel in, but it's keeping that height, like grounding down and tall, still staying tall. Just being with this right here, right now, real time with you. Today's reading is from Daily Om. I don't know why I chose it, but something kept saying, just read this one, so I did. Don't know. It's called Healthy Barriers. Maintaining healthy boundaries is about recognizing the point at which our principles and those of our loved ones no longer overlap. As relationships evolve, lives gradually become entwined. We tend to have a great deal in common with the people who attract us, and our regard for them compels us to trust their judgment. While our lives may seem to run together so smoothly that the line dividing them cannot be seen, we remain separate beings. To disregard these barriers is to sacrifice independence. It is our respect for the fact that our lives exist independently of the lives of others that allows us to set emotional and physical boundaries, to explore our interests and capabilities, even when people close to us do not understand our partialities, and to agree to disagree. Maintaining healthy barriers is a matter of recognizing the point at which our principles and those of our loved ones and peers no longer Human beings must relentlessly fight the temptation to follow the crowd. Naturally, we want to be liked, accepted, and admired, and it often seems that the easiest way to win approval is to ally ourselves with others. When we assume that our standards are the same as those of the people close to us, without first examining our own intentions, we do ourselves a disservice. The barriers that exist between us are a reminder that our paths in life will be unique, and we must accept that I and we can coexist peacefully. Our reactions, our likes and dislikes, our loves, our goals, and our dreams may or may not align with those of others. But we should neither ask those others to embrace what we hold dear, nor feel compelled to embrace what they hold dear. As you learn to define yourself as an emotionally and intellectually distinct individual, you will grow to appreciate your autonomy. However much you enjoy the associations that bind you to others and provide you with a sense of identity, your concept of self will ultimately originate in your own soul. The healthy barriers that tell you where you end and the people around you begin will give you the freedom to pursue your development apart from those whose approval you might otherwise be tempted to seek out. Others continue to play a role in your existence, but their values will not direct its course, and the relationships you share will remain marvelously balanced and harmonious as a result. Long reading. Which is kind of bringing us back to, I know as we age, we kind of know that maybe to a full degree or a great degree, but maybe not, but just still reminding ourselves that it's okay. And let's come back to our souls, right? And then the picture of this is beautiful scenery of the mountains and the lake and the trees and just the barriers, right? But how healthy they are, and how beautiful the whole scene is as a whole. Anyway, so embrace it, right? Let's embrace it. And if your eyes are not already open, slowly, lovingly let them come on open. Take that full inhale. Let's all together, again, grounding those sitting bones, keeping you grounded to the earth, but yet rising up. Let's take the arms, opening them up to the sky. Let's even maybe touch, if possible, the fingertips. And then once they touch, we'll exhale, flip the palms and come back down. So we'll kind of imagine like we're going against some gravity, just a little bit of help, like not just flopping them down. So inhaling up together. Staying tall as we exhale and coming back down with our arms. It's hard to do while talking. Inhale again, nice and tall. Exhale, navel to spine, arms come down. Again, inhaling up. Staying tall as the navel goes to the spine and we ground and exhale the arms down. Let's go one more for good measure. Inhale up. Exhale, I'm not touching, I forgot. Exhale back down. Take a moment, be right here, feel yourself right where you are, right? And then we're just gonna take our bodies, get nice and tall, right up to the crown of the head. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, keeping your bottom grounded, start to twist the mid and upper body over to your left. Notice the shoulders, maybe you roll them up and down the back again. And then kind of feel as you breathe and open, maybe even just slightly to the left if this is where your body is now, not able to go or needing to go super far. Think about your bottom half of your body going to the right and the top half of your body not only reaching up as you breathe, but twisting or opening to the left. Let the head and neck be at a place that is healthy for you. And with your next inhale, still grounded down, get nice and tall. And exhale back through center. Ooh. Let's do a few shoulder rolls. You can, if you need to really squeeze, if that is what your body's calling for, do it, or exaggerate. Or maybe it's a little more gentle. And then once again, grounding your sitting bones, inhaling nice and tall. Exhaling, your lower body feels like it's going to the left, your upper body starts to walk over to a twist to the right. With the next inhale, grounding down to rise up tall. Exhale, slowly unwinding back to center. Maybe a few circles in the opposite direction or one at a time if you want to row, like rowing. Or both directions. Just let it out. Loosen them up, those shoulders. Once again, let's inhale the arms up and touch at the top. Exhale as they touch and come back down. One more time. Inhale up. Ground down. Touch down with the bottom. Up. Exhale. Belly to spine. And then we're just going to take a few neck rolls. I can't go crazy with you here, so enjoy it yourself. Inhale tall up through the crown of the head. Exhale, bring the chin to your chest. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhaling back through center. Inhaling left ear to shoulder. Exhale back through center. Continue on with your pace, your breath. And then start to slow it down, finish up, bringing your chin back down to the chest. And with the next inhale, rolling tall, nice and straight, up to center. And then take your right hand and then roll on over to all fours. Put something beneath the knees if you'd like. We're gonna go to cat-cow, so if your knees are hurting, you could stay seated or kind of come back to that. If that's easier, you can do a seated cat-cow. For your easier on your body parts, your knees, wrists beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips, tuck toes or not tuck toes, but whatever's touching the earth, push down with a big, thumb here and that index finger. If you're feeling really tight, maybe your hands kind of go out toward the edges of the mat. Helps just a little bit, tiny degree. And before we even move, maybe if you haven't already, reach that tailbone back, feel the navel draw in and up. Shoulders, the blades go down, lengthening down toward your butt. Push the mat away. And then when you are ready, inhaling up through your cow. Exhaling, really just letting your body kind of roll through the rhythm of that cat. Continuing. Make it your own, keep it going. And then starting to slow it down, wind it down, coming back to your neutral tabletop. And then maybe a little wag to the right or left, head turning to look back toward your hip, when past your hip even. Lengthening the sides of the body again. And then as you're ready, back to that neutral tabletop. Let's take that right leg, extend it back, toes down to the pad of the ball of the foot here. And notice the hip. That right hip is going to want to come up real tall or maybe even open up. Can you level out the hips? Can you reach through the heel as you draw your navel toward your spine and lengthen? Push down on the inner edges of your hands. And as you're ready, inhale, lift that right foot off the ground, still reaching through the heel. Maybe extend that left arm out. Fingers reaching forward, arm into the shoulder socket there. Take a few breaths. Bring the leg, foot down if need be. Exhale, plant the hand, the knee, come back, shake it out. We'll go to side two. So the left leg extends back, navel draws in, heel reaches back. You can bring that right arm out if you'd like or not. And then when you're ready, extend that leg, lift it. Turn that hip point, that bone down toward the mat. Navel draws in as you lengthen that tailbone. Maybe the arm extends if it hasn't already. Just a few breaths here. Toes energized. And then as you are ready, slowly bringing yourself down again, hand and knee, wagging it out. We're going to come back, extend that right leg again. Lift the right leg. And then open the right hip. So right knee out to the right, like a fire hydrant here. Come into a few circles here. Think about like leaning with your knee, keeping your heel lifted. When you're ready, exhale it down, knee down. Back to the tabletop. Inhale as you extend the left leg back. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, open the left hip area. Draw the navel in if you've forgotten. It's so easy to forget. And begin to come into some rotation, some little circles with the left side. Letting the blood flow through here, warming things up, opening up. And then as you're ready, you feel complete on this side. Starting to slow it down, bringing the knee down, and then we'll sit the hips back. Knees can be close or they can be wide. Come into your child's pose, take a breath. A few. And it's like the water streaming, your barriers, the ones that are meant for you. Just embracing those. And once again, we'll inhale, come right back up to all fours, wag it out. And then do me a favor, we'll just, hopefully if you have room, if not slide back, do me a favor there, so that we can bring our forearms down. And they can be like a kind of karate chop. And then the shoulders are strong, so pushing down and then broadening your collarbones. And then you can step the legs back, coming into a forearm plank. You're gonna reach through the heels. Draw the navel in and up. You can hold here, you can bring the knees down, kind of like on a diagonal so it's not so tough on the knees here. Might need to move your thing. We're just gonna hold and breathe. You can tap the right knee down and then up, and the left knee down and then up if you'd like, if you're up. Keep reaching through those heels, reach them back like you can push them against a wall. One more full cycle of breath if you're still with me. And then exhaling, bringing the knees down, sitting the hips back, coming once again to your child's pose. Inhale, come back up to tabletop. Extend your right leg and your left, coming into a plank. And then inhale the hips slowly and lovingly back up toward the sky. Exhaling as you reach your heels down toward the mat. Again, don't be shy about bending our knees. Really, that's what our spine needs right now. Do it. Push down on the inner edges of your hands. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step the right leg back down. Inhale the left leg up behind you. It's kind of like this nice diagonal over your body here. Exhale, step the left leg down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees and make your way up to the front of your mat into your forward fold. Release it down. Knees can bend generously if need be, just as tiny, not locking out. So if you need to bend a little more or just a tiny, go ahead. Let the upper torso kind of just grab, let it calm down. Let your head and neck and shoulders relax for just a moment more as you breathe. And then as you're ready, you're going to inhale to halfway. So grounding through the soles of the feet, inhaling, coming halfway. Reach those arms back, open up the tops, fronts of the shoulder heads, right? Navel draws in, exhale, fold it forward. Let everything go. Head, neck, shoulders. Inhaling, coming halfway again, ground down, rise halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way up, arms come out and up to the sky. Let's touch with the inhale, hands touch. Exhale, navel to spine as you flip the arms and they come back down. The hands. Inhale up. You can look up if you want a little more energy. Touch the tips of the fingers. Exhale as you come back down. One last time. Inhale up, lengthen, energize through the fingers. Exhale, flip the palms. We're going to swan dive, come all the way down. Hands can come to the knees or wherever your body is strong enough to hold you so that you're not hurting your back. And then step your left and your right leg back. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Inhaling and exhaling fully. Notice if you need to shorten or lengthen or what feels better, wider or less wide stance. Lifting the underarms and then reaching those back. As you exhale, your sitting bones reach to the sky. The heels reach to the ground. And then exhale, glide your way slow and steady to plank. Keep propelling forward a little. Knees can come down. Hug your arms and let your elbows reach back as you lower down. Inhale your way as you plant the tops of your feet, your hips up to baby cobra. Exhale it back down. 2 more with your breath, with your rhythm. Lengthening through the tailbone, don't forget. And as you're ready, hug those arms in when you're ready. Tuck the toes, exhaling as you lift up, possibly through the knees or not, all the way back up, downward facing dog. Once again, inhale and exhale. Walk your hands back to your feet this time. Forward fold at the back of your mat. Inhale halfway, just once this time. Exhale, fold forward. Come up to the toes of the right foot so the knee bends and you draw the navel in and up. Inhale, start to bring yourself up so you're still up. Start to lift the leg as you're ready. Bring the knee up with you. The hands can come to the hips. Maybe the thumbs come to the front and the backs of your fingers come to the back or by your sacrum or somewhere, wherever our hands reach, right? Let the shoulder blades come down. Energize through your toes. Exhale, step that leg down. Come right to your mountain pose. Feel the soles of the feet kind of lengthen on the bottom of the mat as they ground. Find where your neutral pelvis is and breathe for a moment longer. And then as you're ready, shifting the weight to the left leg, right leg, start to lift your left leg up. Energize through your toes. Notice if your left hip's rising. Can you neutralize the pelvis here? Exhale, step the left foot down. Release the arms. Inhale. This time you can hug the center of the thighs and the center of the body in, the outside to the in. Come on up to the toes. Arms can come up overhead or not. Soften the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, start to lower the heels. Inhale, back up to the toes. Hug in, zip up, breathe. Exhale, lower the heels. One more time, inhale. Exhale, lower the toes, lower the arms, forward fold. Woo. We're gonna walk ourselves down through all fours. And then once you're there, step your right foot forward. Come into a low lunge. So take your time, line yourself up. When you're ready, you can inhale, the arms will come up. Think about lifting from that left knee all the way up. So as you're getting really tall, 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 draw the navel in and up. What are the shoulders doing? If they need to be wider, go ahead. The arms, or even cactus. Breathe. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, left arm's going to reach forward. Right arm's going to open the shoulder and reach back towards someone behind you. A little love, a little handshake, welcoming somebody. Turn your neck only as far as your body is safe to do so, feels right to do so. Inhale back up. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck the back foot, the toes, and step the right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Inhale again, fully. Exhale, fully. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release it down. Start to come to the ball of the left foot, kind of hugging the navel in and up, right? As you're ready, start to come up to a tall stand. Maybe the leg comes with it, maybe the knee comes up after. Both sides are usually very different. If not, you're lucky. And then again, just kind of hands to hips wherever way you want, just to kind of feel that neutral pelvis. Energize through those feet, the left toes. Arms can come out, arms can come up. You're grounding down, get nice and tall through that standing leg. And then exhale, step that left foot down, forward fold, let it go. Walk back through downward facing dog, down to the knees. Step that left foot forward. Breathing, inhaling up to a low lunge here. Draw the belly in and up, right? You can look up if you'd like. Feel that mid-back reaching up, supporting your heart. With the exhale, right arm comes forward, left arm can come to the left shoulder, hand to shoulder, or open up. I'm not usually real open for this myself, so do what's best. Maybe your hand comes to your hip. Arm comes into the shoulder socket, right arm. Soften the face muscles, facial muscles. Be with your breath. Inhale, the arms come back up. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck the back toes, and step the left foot back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Inhale fully here. Exhale fully. Inhale one more time, push down on the knuckles, the inner edges of your hands. Exhale, glide forward through plank, propel a little forward, lower down. Come up, come to one, maybe two baby cobras, just one less this time, or two less, or up dog, whatever your body's open for or warmed up to. And then as you're ready, remember, slide those shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, hug the arms in and reach those arms back, the elbows back as you make your way back up to downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg up behind you. Exhale, either coming through table or not, stepping that right foot forward, coming back up. This time, we're going to take those hands and start to walk them inside that right foot. Spin the left foot down and open, 90 degrees there, and start to walk your hands to the diagonal, to the left side of your mat. You can use your blocks to bring the floor up to you. And then instead of trying to feel like you need to be at a certain point, just let your body guide you into an opening, a lengthening. Notice where the weight is. Can you draw the weight onto both legs, grounding the outer edge of the left foot too. Drawing that right hip crease back. Breathe as you lengthen the heart forward. Start to walk your hands in toward your body, eventually making your way up to warrior two. Whew. And if you need to straighten the leg and then come into it a few times, just to open up and find where you are in space, go ahead. Where's your center? What's right for you? What's the right depth? Kind of thinking about opening your hips and heart to the long edge of the mat. Gentle gaze over the right fingertips. Soften those shoulders. Just breathe. Push down to ground and then get nice and tall. If you like, you can come up to the toes of the right foot for a moment and exhale down. Inhaling up to the toes, exhaling down. One last time, inhaling up to the toes, exhaling down. Inhale, flip the right palm up toward the sky. Exhale, lengthen through the fingertips as you come to reverse your warrior to a peaceful warrior. Lengthen through both side bodies, right? Exhale, flip the palm, come back to your warrior two. Straighten the right leg. Reach the right arm forward and then reach the right arm down toward, well, if you can reach a block, that would be wonderful. If not, toward the leg. Your left hand can come to your left hip. It's like you're maybe just brushing across the front of your hip, opening that up. And using whatever your arm is touching to push down, to ground you, to open your heart toward the sky. A slight bend in the knee maybe, under that right big toe pad, pushes down. Draw that navel in, lengthen through the tailbone, feel the difference, and then extend through the side of the waist. Arm can certainly come up. You can turn it into one long, reaching arm. Exhale, hand comes back to hip, bend the knee, come back to warrior two. Inhale fully. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Rotate those right toes in. Whew. Just coming into this wide-legged stance here. Tailbone's reaching down as the hip points reach up to the lower ribs. Extend the right arm to the right, the left arm to the left, and pivot on the left foot, opening up to warrior two, second side. Notice what's happening in your mid-back, what's happening there. What adjustments might you make here? How about the heart, the hips, the distribution of your weight? Tailbone reaches long. Inhale as you flip the left palm and extend, reach those fingers up and over like little arc over the head, or a big one. Long through both sides of the body here. Navel draws in and up. Shoulder heads open here. Exhale, flip the palm, coming back to your warrior two, grounding the outer edge of your right foot. Being careful of your left knee, so if it's falling in, ease off a little. Straighten the left leg, reach the fingertips forward, and start to lengthen as you bring your left hand down to the leg or ankle or block, And then I like to, today I'm just inviting you to come join me with putting your right hand on your right hip, or maybe in front, sort of just like opening it up. Draw your navel in, tailbone reaches down toward the back of the mat. Extend the arm if you'd like. Lengthen through the sides of the body, like you could reach forward to the crown of your head. And then with your next exhale, bend the left knee, bring your arms back out to either side, come back to your warrior two. Inhale fully. Exhale fully. Straighten the left leg, hands to hips, pivot the left toes forward like the right. Here we are. Inhaling fully. And releasing. We're going to heel toe the feet a little bit closer together, still a wide straddle though. And then pivot your, like kind of lean back on your heels a little so the toes can come up and open up to that goddess pose, that plie. So you may find you need a smaller stance or a wider stance, and that's okay. And then I like to sometimes just put one hand in front of your pelvis, one in the back, and just kind of find that neutral pelvis again. And then slowly keeping your head tall like a carousel horse, right? Just bending the knees. And they don't have to go far. Let's not even worry about them going far. You can bring your hands to your hips. You can bring them to the outside, to the sides. You can let them come down. Think about what your body needs. And so here we are. We're going to inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend the knees. One more time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend the knees. Stay here for a moment. And then slowly, like small pulses. I think I'm going to do cactus arms. I don't know why it's calling me. So if that feels good, join me. So inhaling, so like little pulses. Tall, exhaling. Just a little drop of like, again, like that pulls in us. Inhale, exhale. Think about moving not so much from your legs, but more from like your core. So in, up and down a little bit, just tiny movements. The next time that you come down, stay down. Bring your arms up like a big beach ball. You're holding a big beach ball, or you look like you're making a sun with the shape of your arms. And then go to the left. A little side crescent. Inhaling up. Stay here for a moment. I want us to inhale as we go to the side this time. So open those shoulder heads. Inhale to the left. Coming back up with the exhale. Inhale side to the right. Coming back up with your exhale. Inhale to the left again. Coming back up, exhaling. Leaning to the right, opening the left side body. Back through center. Exhale, straighten the legs. Let the arms come down to the sides. Heel toe your feet. Back, this time hip distance, so inner hip distance. And once again, we're going to inhale the arms up and come up to the toes. Hug everything in. Exhale, bring the hands up to prayer and then down to heart center as you lower. Push the palms together. Feel the elbows reaching apart. Let's do it again. Let's bring the arms up and over. Come up to the toes. Exhale, palms together and down to heart center. One last time. Inhaling up, hugging everything into the center. Exhale as your hands come to heart center. Push those palms together as you lower down. And then exhale, we're going to pivot. You can bring the arms back down to the side. Rotate yourself back to this facing the front of your mat. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh boy, okay, I see what's next. Inhale the arms up. Come up to the toes one more time. Let the shoulder blades come down the back. Let the tailbone reach down, right? Hold it for a moment if you like, or you can pulse up and down. Breathe. Come back to your rhythm of your breathing, the fullness of who you are. And then as you're ready, exhale, bring the hands down through prayer and down to heart center, mountain pose. One more time, just being in your mountain pose. Inner thighs like rotating internally, like reaching back. Can you grow a little taller? Think about your elbows reaching out to the sides. And then exhale, bend the knees, let the hands come down, forward fold. Bend the knees a lot if you like, just like a squatty forward fold. Let your back lengthen, let your head, neck, and shoulders soften. And then as you exhale, start to bend the knees, coming down to the one knee and then to the other, back to a tabletop. Here we are. And then one more time, we're going to come to the forearms. Yay. And so you can karate chop, like your knife edges of your hands can come down. And then you can step one leg back and then the other. If this doesn't work for you with your hands, you can always interlace the hands. So we're into this forearm plank one more time. And then right here in the forearm plank, again, knees down or not, start to roll the hips like to the left. So your pelvis is turning open to the right, and then up through center, and then over to the left, or to the right, opening to the left, up through center. So we're doing like, we did it with our shoulders kind of yesterday. Today we're doing this like little hip turn, this rotation in the pelvis, so helping our waistline. Keep your breathing, keep yourself from falling the best you can. Even it out. And then if your knees aren't down, bring them down. Lower yourself all the way to the floor. Ooh. Forehead to the mat. Let's bring the legs nice and long, reaching through the toes, pushing the tops of the feet down. And then bring the arms back behind, interlace behind your sacrum. Interlace your hands. Inhale, start to lift the upper body up. You can extend the arms long, reach the knuckles back. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, extend the arms. Gentle, be careful with your elbows. Open through the shoulders. Broad through the collarbones, breathing. Exhale when you're ready, coming down. We're going to go one more time. Inhaling. And if you'd like this time, maybe lifting the legs, reaching through the toes, reaching like the heart forward, draw the, like the pubic bone down to the ground, and lift the belly in and up as you breathe. Exhale, lower down. You can bring the hands back to the sides. Turn your head to the left or to the right and set it down on your cheek. And then inhale through center, set your head down on the opposite side. Inhale back up through center. Plant your hands beneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. And as you exhale, shoulder blades to lie down the back. Reach your elbows back. Come back up to tabletop. Wag it out. And then sit your hips back toward your heels. Whew. Roll onto your right hip. And gently swing your legs forward. Excuse me. And then bring your legs together, your feet together for this one. Bring your hands behind your knees. Sit nice and tall. Feel the sitting bones grounding. As you inhale, like your heart reaches up to the sky for all the wonderful things that are still waiting for us. Exhale as you draw the navel in and ground the sitting bones. And like you're zipping up here, right? And then slowly, we're just going to kind of roll ourselves back. up. And then back we're gonna go. We're gonna come up, rolling back up. And so I'm gonna invite you to lift the legs, hold everything in, and kind of roll back a little bit and roll up a little bit. If your feet touch the floor, that's fine. And we're just getting to know where we're at with this. It may not be very smooth or pretty or whatever, but it's where we are. So maybe we vary it. Maybe we just roll down and roll up. So when we come up, we try to, if you're in the momentum of this rolling, trying to use our muscles and our mind, being mindful versus just whipping through it, and kind of this apex here of like our tailbone, maybe we hold ourselves here before we roll back. And the last time, next time as you come up, stay up, put your feet down, woo, lift your heart. You can even use your hands on the shins or knees for below the knees for leverage to kind of lift that heart up. Woo. And then roll over onto whichever side your props are on to set yourself up for a restorative pose. And we're going to roll around and grab our props. So take your time, give yourself this. And we're going to need a bolster and 2 blocks or 3 blocks. And you can, once you get there, you can set your blocks up like a Papa Bear and a Mama Bear. And again, sometimes I need an extra block as things start to tip, so again, make this your own. And sometimes I have to angle that tall Papa Bear. And all bolsters are different sizes, so you know where I'm headed with this. All right, and then we're gonna need a few blankets, like one for the head, maybe a nice one or a blanket or bolster or a pillow between that's going to go between the legs, and blankets that may go around our waist, our kidneys, and who knows, maybe covering us up. And then if you have another blanket or blocks, sometimes I feel we want something on one side or the other where our arms will fall. So like where our forearm or elbow is going to fall. So you may or may not need it, but put something there, a blanket or pillow, whatever, block. And then, so we folded our blanket in half like the usual Tadasana, sort of fold. And then fold it in half again, so you're in your third fold. And then this is where it gets kind of weird, like it's going to be kind of personal, where your body falls and how deep and so forth. So I'm going to just fold mine like 2/3 of the way down on this last fold, almost like I were to tuck it under, but I'm not going to tuck it under for my head. Those little corners that we like to tuck under, because we're not going to lay on our backs. We're going to go and do a side one. So a nice little twist to cleanse things out, get that blood flowing, continue it. And so once you have your incline and you've got something maybe where your hands are going to go and your blanket to cover your feet, you can even put socks on, do what is best and you're going to enjoy the best. And then bring your right hip, so we're all on the same page here. We're going to bring our right hip over toward the bolster. So knees bent, right hip toward the bolster, like a little kiss between the two. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. And then I like to put something between my legs here, like my ankles and my thighs, and you might even want to put something under the foot, you decide. And then once you're ready, your right hand's going to be on the ground, your left hand's kind of in front of you. Just scooch up to the, and then lengthen, 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 like from your waist, reaching out, nice and tall, and then start to gently twist your torso. We've done this today. left hand to the left side, right hand to the right side. It's like the heart is coming and it's going to connect with your bolster. I can't turn my head left or right so well, but generally turning your head to the right feels okay. Left if you're really open, or the opposite. Right if you're really open. And for me, I'm going to put my chin, I'm going to elevate it here. And just look forward straight. And so and here's where I'm saying that right arm, sometimes it's like you can't reach the floor quite, perhaps. So that right arm and forearm might rest on another blanket over there. You do want your shoulders to hang, and we want to open up the backside here too. So if it's too high, you might find your shoulder going into your ear, so you don't want that. So find something that's just right. And then the arms can the hands can dangle. Again, you might be on your right cheek. And as you inhale, feel your body, your waist growing out of your hips. You're growing a little bit taller. Your heart is reaching forward. And as you exhale, it's just like letting go right heart to the bolster or the blanket or whatever's there. Inhale, start to lengthen forward. Use your hands for leverage. Bring yourself up. Just noticing your breath, noticing how your body feels. It's going to roll onto your butt. Start to pivot yourself around to the other side. If you didn't cover yourself up the first time and want to the second time, go for it. It's all those little things that make it even more wonderful. Those extra touches. So the left hip's coming up, contacting the bolster, lengthening tall, lengthening right out of the side body's getting tall. Left hand comes down to the floor, right hand comes to the floor or block. Start to twist enough that your chest starts to open up toward your bolster. It might not open all the way. And then at this point, the left cheek might be down. It's very hard to get the right cheek, or perhaps you find another way. If you don't turn, maybe the forehead comes down or the chin. And again, just letting yourself move gently. Let your breath move you. As you inhale, you're getting a little taller, lengthening the chest forward. And as you exhale, it's like you're letting everything sink and be held. Inhaling and exhaling. fully lengthen again the heart, the waist out of the hips. Use your hands for leverage as you come up. And if we had a lot of time, I would say roll onto your butt and go right into this reclined position. If you do have the time and you are in that mode, set yourself up for a nice reclined position with a bolster under the knees and something under the heels and something for your arms, and just go for it. If you don't have time to stay here, then we're going to just bring our soles of our feet together. And again, the heels don't have to be all the way back by our body. Do what's right for you. Ground the sitting bones. Inhale up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, hinging at the hip creases and releasing. So lengthening that heart forward, and we might be right here. Maybe you want a restorative forward fold, then put something here underneath your head and body. Pile it up. Otherwise, just a gentle forward fold. Okay, when you hit your edge, you can certainly let your head go. The shoulders, blades soften down your back. Using your muscles outside your hips, your glutes, your legs here to open them up a little bit. Using the leverage of whatever you're holding on to lengthen your heart forward. Breathing maybe the ribs wide, side to side. As you inhale, reach out of the waist, reach the heart forward, gently bring yourself up. Ooh. Take your hands, close your legs like a bug, roll onto your hip, and then we're going to come into a seated position. So seated or kneeling, no real Shavasana, sorry ladies, unless you can take it later, go for it. And then here we are, just taking a moment to let whatever is touching your mat to be held by the earth, to connect with that. Give yourself that permission to maintain healthy boundaries, right? And as you're ready, ground down, open up, rise up, arms come up to the sky. Exhale, bring your palms together, feel the connection, really push them a little bit together, feel the energy between the two, right down to your heart. Let the elbows reach side to side, feel the mid-back, right, open up for you. The light and love that's in me honors your light. I honor your love, and I honor the miracle that is you. Namaste.
Namaste, Chelle. Bye.
Bye.